Roll to attack things that are...
I gotta get my falsetto on.
Mickey vocal warm-ups.
I'm usually fairly good at this. But right now, not happening.
Hiya, pal. Oh, gosh, it's swell to see ya.
I think Johnny's lost it.
We're from worlds unknown. Our stories untold. Roll away the dice. We'll vanquish the darkness. See the fear in its eyes. Unlocking the magic. Just take my hand. We hold the keys to the kingdom.
What do you know about time travel? In order to fully enlighten you, I must go back. A little over 20 years ago. You see, I have always had an affinity for tinkering. As a child, I began to fix clocks, a talent that came naturally to me. As I grew, I began to study science, mathematics, mechanics, electrostatics, and even horology. All the time while fixing broken things and building new things from the broken and undesirable. One man's trash, as they say. Soon word got around King Georgetown. I went from fixing broken pocket watches to wagons, wagons to telescopes, telescopes to clock towers, and everything in between. I became known to add my own spins on modern objects, building steam-powered wagons and discovering ways to harness electricity. One day, King George experienced a terrible loss. Word got around and I was summoned to a private council with the king and his advisors. He commissioned me to create a new kind of machine. A machine that could grant any man the remarkable ability to go back and change history for himself. A time machine. The king granted me a workshop within the castle. I could take advantage of the castle and all of the amenities it had to offer. I became obsessed. I toiled away. My young son, only 10 years of age then, soon took interest in my work. And I taught him everything that I knew. Hand in hand, we were on the cusp of a revolutionary breakthrough. A machine that could manipulate time and space. I remember that day. The first time my son didn't come to the castle with me in years. The day of the siege. The machine was nearly finished when the castle started to shake. I could hear shouts echoing through the stone hallways. Swords clashing, the sharp wind of arrows flying. Finally, I heard what I now know to be the Enchantress's guards approaching the workshop door. I scurried to cover my machines as they began to kick down the door. The hinges gave way and they rushed toward me. I am no warrior. All I remember was the pain of the steel and the taste of copper. And they left me lying there in a pool of my own blood. With every fiber of my being, I pulled myself to the machine. I pulled off the tarp. I accidentally knocked down a jar of flux fluid. It fell onto my desk and shattered, but nonetheless, it was then that I noticed an arrow stuck in the control panel. But I didn't have time to fix it. I crawled into the machine and activated it.
Time machine activated. Time travel in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There were 4 flashes of blinding light, and then darkness. When I came to, I noticed 2 things. 1, the door was locked, and 2, that the arrow had changed the function of the machine. Instead of going back to before the invasion, I was stuck in a predictive algorithm. The machine was running through every possible outcome of those 5 minutes. I was forced to watch watched myself die hundreds and hundreds of times, each one resulting in first 4 flashes of bright white light, and then the sound of the glass hitting the floor. I was actually in there for 20 years until it found a single outcome in which I escaped with my life. Once it did, I was free. I escaped and made my way to this town, but there was an issue with manipulating time that my calculations didn't account for. Time tries to correct itself. The world seemed to speed up around me, and by the time I got to this town, I was like this, an old man, and my son, and now he's a man. Not old, but you understand my meaning.
I do.
I have worked since I got out of that wretched machine to build a new one that doesn't have all the issues that the other one had, and one that could actually help people instead of whatever I did. But nonetheless, this machine doesn't work. My son, actually, he's a brilliant scientist now. Have you ever met a man named Augustus Richmond?
It doesn't ring a bell.
I don't think so.
Well, he actually resides at the university in Cinderellaburg. He is working on some amazing technologies over there. He actually is the one that built this.
And he gestures to the gauntlet on his left arm. He says,
This gauntlet is the only thing keeping me from rapidly aging. If I were to take this off, I would, turn to dust. So, what was it we were talking about?
Well, we were just trying to figure out where the upside-down shield was. I was a little confused about what you had going on in the shop here.
The shield. Sorry for expounding a little bit. I tend to do that.
Oh, it's okay.
It's fine.
This is my laboratory. Many years of experience. I'm actually working on a few new things.
and he reaches down to the table that he was working on when you all walked in, and he picks up what looks to be a metal automaton head, and he says,
This here is Lugnut.
Hello, Lugnut.
and he presses a button on the back of the robot's head. The eyes kind of flash on, and it says,
Hello. What can I help you with?
Hi.
Hi.
Hello. What can I help you with?
Oh, you just said that. That's the thing you just said.
Hello. What can I help you with?
He seems to be repeating himself a bit there.
Yeah, that tends to happen.
and he presses the button and sets the robotic head back down, and he says,
Yes, the shield upside down is what you were looking for. Yeah, I would check the aquatic point. Seems to be the best bet.
That's the tavern in town, right?
Yes, it is. It's the if you go out those doors.
and he gestures to the doors that you just came in, and he says,
If you go out those doors, turn to your right, go down the alleyway, and the aquatic point is going to be on your right there. Just a question: did you feel the ground shake a few moments ago?
Grak winces for a second and kind of rubs his head. Yes, I think I did.
Any idea what that was? The queen isn't attacking again, is she?
No,
no,
it's not.
no,
It's not the queen.
no.
It was the building on the cliffside. It fell down, collapsed.
The restaurant?
I think so.
Oh man. Here, let me.
and he walks over across the room to a small tool chest, and he opens it up. It's very organized inside this tool chest. You can see like wrenches and lug nuts and bolts and all this stuff. And he reaches deep inside and takes out probably a 6-inch sphere. And he says,
Follow me.
and he takes charge and walks out the door.
Okay.
So Grak kind of turns around to follow the professor, and he sees Tricks and Sammy, but doesn't see Sylvester. And he looks at Sammy. He's like,
Where's Sylvester? Where'd he go?
He went back outside the city with Robin.
Oh, he Interesting. You
Yeah.
might want to go get him.
And the professor turns around and says,
Robin who?
Just
The bird.
just a guy we met. Real nice, helped us out.
I'm glad you weren't talking about that fox.
A fox? No, I don't.
Haven't met a fox.
You've never heard of the famous thief Robin Hood?
Can't say that I have. No.
Nope.
Never heard of him.
You know, it's funny, he was actually banished from this town for trying to steal what I'm about to show you.
Oh, you don't say. That. Wow. That would. I'm glad that didn't happen.
Me too. If he would have stolen it then it didn't work then. That's all I'm gonna say. It would have been really bad.
and he keeps walking out the door.
Grok just looks at the other three of them like wide-eyed and like makes a slashing motion across his throat like, don't say anything.
Tricks not wide-eyed.
Probably shouldn't go get Sylvester, should I?
Not yet. I don't know. Should we? And
he just kind of he's like rubbing his head trying to figure out what they should do.
I guess we don't. Yeah, we can go get him in a minute. I don't know. Let's go.
Okay.
All right.
We're gonna cut over to Sylvester. How you doing, bud?
Making my way downtown. Days just passed and I'm homebound. Sylvester's not feeling great. I don't know if I'd be like all the way out in the woods yet. I'd probably be like near
on the outskirts of the city.
Yeah.
I would assume you're not walking pretty fast.
Oh no, I'm definitely dragging my heels.
Okay.
I'm upsetty spaghetti.
Okay.
A whole bowl of pasta.
Okay, so you're walking. You're about at the edge of the tree line, and you take your first step into the forest, and you're just walking back to where you last saw Robin.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you're doing? You're just walking.
Nope. I'm just going back to where I know Robin's gonna be, or where he last was, and once I get there, I'm just gonna like sit down against a tree or something. I don't know. Just kind of wait.
Okay. You walk to the last spot that you saw Robin, and there's no one there.
Hello? Hello?
And there's no response.
Okay, I'll just blow my back. Oh, all right. Give those to Sammy. Hello? No, nothing. All right. Well.
And make a perception check for me.
Oh no.
20, not natural.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you clearly see that the ground inside the grass starts very quickly rustling and running back and forth.
Hello? Robert? I'm gonna go over.
And go over where?
To where the leaves are rustling. I'm just gonna.
Okay. You take a couple steps forward, and out of the corner of your eye, you barely see it. You just get sideswiped and knocked straight to the ground. And there's a figure laying on top of you, and he puts his hand over your mouth, and he puts one finger up to his mouth, and he says, "Shh."
They could be listening. They could be listening. Oh, sorry.
And he takes his hand off your mouth.
They could be listening. You have to be very careful.
I wish you could see my face right now.
Who is listening?
He says, he just says, "Shh."
Okay.
And he slowly stands up, and he kind of gestures for you to follow him, and he starts walking into the woods.
Okay, I'm gonna follow him. I am terrified. Both as
And
Sylvester and
this
Noah.
figure, now that you're actually seeing him, this figure stands at about 4 feet tall, and it has a long red cloak with the hood up over its head.
Nice.
And he is just walking. He walks over to the tree line. He gestures for you to follow him.
Okay, I'm gonna try to whisper.
Okay.
Are you the devil?
He just turns around and looks at you, really confused, and he shakes his head no, and he just keeps walking.
Oh, okay, that's good. I just did something really bad, so I thought maybe you were here to, give me a big owie.
And he says, shh.
Oh, God, I'm sorry.
And he keeps walking into the forest. Are you following him?
Oh, absolutely. I'm following him.
So the professor is walking down what used to be an alleyway, and now it's just kind of the extended cliff face as the rest of this building has just fallen off the side of this cliff. And he gets up to the front and the street, and there's still people kind of standing outside looking. They all very, very quietly and very happily start exclaiming that the professor is going to fix this. He holds this orb out and he looks at it for a minute, and he presses some buttons and turns some dials on it, and then he simply tosses it up into the air, and it lands in the rubble where the restaurant used to be.
Is something supposed to happen?
And he pulls a pocket watch out of his lapel pocket, and he looks at it, and he says, 3, 2, 1, and the orb flashes 4 times a bright light, and then it explodes, but the explosion goes about 5 feet in every direction, and then it self-contains, and then it's just a flash of bright white light. All of you kind of rub your eyes as this your eyes start to like adjust, and you're trying to get your vision back, and when your eyesight comes to, the building is back to where it was.
Like, is it still all burnt and stuff, or is it like...
Yeah, it's still all burnt.
Okay.
It's just in the exact same structural place that it was before.
Wow.
What?
No longer fallen off the side of the cliff.
Never seen that before.
Huh.
And he says, look, it worked. And then he turns around and he takes a little notepad out and he starts writing things down.
So Grak turns to the professor and he says, well, I want to say thanks for helping us out there. I know what the story you told us, it sounds like you've been through a lot, so maybe when we're all done here, we can find some way to repay you, help you out.
I don't need any thanks, but if you ever come across Augustus in any of your many travels, just take care of him for me, will you?
Augustus, yeah, sure. What was his last name again?
Richmond.
Augustus Richmond.
Augustus Richmond, yes.
Okay, well, we'll keep an eye out for him.
Well, I would greatly appreciate that.
Right,
and he says,
oh, and he's not 10 years old anymore. He's about 30.
Right.
So yeah, just keep that in mind.
Any idea what he looks like now?
Last I saw him, black hair and he looks quite a bit like me.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Just not old.
Right. Yes. All right. Well, thank you so much, Professor. We'd best be on our way.
Of course.
And he's still writing things down in his notepad, and he walks back over to the kinetic quadrant and walks in the door and closes behind him.
Bye.
And did he pick up the orb again?
The orb exploded.
Oh, the orb's like gone. Okay.
It's like gone.
You're gonna try to pocket it?
No, I was actually kind of wondering if like Robin might be around somewhere, like trying to like sneak in and grab it. I don't know.
Just swoop in.
Oh.
Got it this time.
I just gotta say, swipe or no swiping.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
man.
All right. So should we go get? I think we should go get. Our friend now, Sylvester.
Yeah, probably.
All of us?
Okay, see, this is difficult. As a player, I think it's probably, we're going to go and we're not going to find him there. I don't know what we're going to find. And we're going to end up leaving whatever is here for us to find in the city. But I don't know. This is tough. It might be a good idea if maybe one of us went to go get him. I don't think we all need to leave town.
Well, I don't want to go get him.
Neither do I, to be honest.
Ouch. I thought Sammy and Sylvester were tight. Yikes.
Until Sylvester just walked away.
I mean, neither do I, to be honest, but
I
don't know if we have much of a choice.
could go get him.
Can you make... That's a long walk.
I mean,
You think you can make it, Tricks?
I mean, I can make it. It might take me a minute, but...
Can you handle yourself?
They're just right outside the gates, right? Right? We did leave them right outside the gates. I forgot.
They were right on the edge of the city.
Yeah. They're just right outside the gates.
You're right. And you can handle yourself mighty fine with that bow, I think. All right, if you wanna go get him, we'll be at the
What's the name of the tavern?
The Aquatic Point.
The Aquatic Point. That's where we'll be.
Okay. And Trix turns around and scurries off towards the entrance of town.
Thank you, Tricks.
I didn't even have to say anything because that's exactly what I wanted to happen.
Fantastic.
My
boy.
logic was we have 2 casters. We should have 1 caster within each group.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's just stick with Grak and Sammy real quick.
Okay.
What are you guys doing right now?
All right, Sammy, you and me, I guess. You want to go check out the tavern?
I suppose. This place.
Grak, make a perception check for me.
Can do. That is a 13 total.
Okay. You, Sammy, I'm sorry, continue.
I was just saying that seems to be the place to go.
All right, let's go.
So there's I guess Grak's just going to turn around and head for the aquatic point.
Yes, Aquatic Point.
Aquatic Point.
I'm just going to give you a little insight here. That the logo is an arrow pointing up because it's the Aquatic Point. Might help you remember it.
Yes.
I get
the Aquatic Point.
I get it.
Yes. So you guys are walking toward the Aquatic Point, and you get right outside the door to the facility, and you see a man that is putting up a poster on the outside of the door. He's just kind of plastering it to the outside of the door, just minding his own business.
What's on the poster?
The name
Can I
on the
see it?
poster, it's a mermaid sitting on top of a rock that almost looks like the same kind of shape as the logo. It's kind of an arrow, but it's a very, very large rock, but it comes to a point at the front, and the name on it is Neris and the Fish.
Neris and the Fish.
Tonight at 7 p.m. only. And he's putting this up on the outside of the door.
What time is it currently? Do we know?
Yeah, I mean in the professors in the kinetic quadrant there were clocks and it's around 4 p.m. right now.
Okay, so we still got a few hours before that happens.
Yeah.
So Grak is gonna look around the exterior and kind of examine the logo and try and figure out, like, okay, is this the upside down shield we're supposed to be looking for? Is that a reasonable deduction?
You can go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Okay. Woof. That is a 12.
I'll give you this. This is the closest to an upside down shield that you have seen since your time being here.
So he just looks at it, looks back at Sammy, and says,
"It's better than anything else we've seen so far. Ladies first."
He gestures to the door.
And Sammy walks in.
Okay, the door is locked.
Oh, well. Sammy hits
Sammy
the door
walks
and
into the
falls back.
And the man that's putting up the flyer says,
Hey, you guys can't go in. Doors don't open until like 6.
No one's here?
Well, the band might be practicing in there, but no.
I thought this was a tavern, like a place to get some food or drink or whatnot.
I mean, yeah, but if you look at that sign over there,
and he points to a sign just like 4 feet away from you guys on the other side of the door. It says, closed from 3 to 6. The tavern closes every day for them to like clean up and prepare for the dining area, because during the nighttime they have live shows that happen in there.
Gotcha.
And during the daytime they do not.
Okay. All right. So he says,
well, I guess we'll just have to come back this evening then.
I guess you do.
And he says, have you ever heard of Neris and the Fish?
No, I can't say that I have. No.
Well, they are absolutely amazing. I saw her back. I saw her. Actually, I can't. Have I seen her before? I can't quite remember, but I know for a fact that she is incredible. So you guys are not going to want to miss this.
It sounds like a memorable experience.
Yeah. Does it?
Grak's just kind of like looking at Sammy, just like making a weird face at her.
Sammy is
Get a load of this guy.
cackling. Well, she's giggling.
So what are you guys? Where are you guys gonna head? Now that you can't,
Grok is just gonna. He's gonna kind of aimlessly meander around the perimeter of the tavern, just kind of looking around, seeing.
Okay, are you gonna go down the path on the left side or down the path on the right side?
The left goes back towards the docks, right?
Yeah, the left goes to the port, and then the right just goes to like a beachfront area.
Let's go to the left.
Okay.
Let's go towards the port.
Sammy, you going with him?
Yeah, Sammy's gonna follow.
Okay, you guys go down. It's just like a sloped incline going downward toward the port, and there is one ship harbored at this port, and the docks are pretty much vacant besides this one ship.
Is it a ship I recognize?
Make a history check for me.
History check. Interesting. Okay. Oh, gosh, I am rolling terrible tonight. Each one is like progressively worse. That's a 7.
Okay. In your heart, it feels like it should look familiar, but you can't put your finger on this ship. You can't really tell exactly what it is.
Okay.
As you're kind of eyeing this ship, the door to the actual like boathouse behind you flies open. There's a man that is extremely thin, long, wiry hair, big bug eyes, and barefoot. He has on very short shorts and no shirt, and he says,
Oh, whoa! What are you two doing on my port?
Oh, sorry.
What are you What are you doing on my port?
What
are you doing on my port?
We're just new in town, wandering around. We're a little lost, I think. Sorry.
and he's just kind of staring at you, and he says,
"Oh, what about you, little lady? What are you doing on port?"
I'm just exploring.
Ain't nothing to explore down here. This is my port.
Well, this is a nice ship. We'd like to see it.
How about this? 5 gold, you can look around my port. 5 gold.
You want to come with us?
5 gold. You want me to come with you?
I'm sorry, who are you?
My name. You're so sweet, little lady. My name is Jenny.
Jenny? Oh, I'm interesting.
Yeah, J-I-N-E. Jenny.
I don't consider myself to be a learned man, but I don't think I've ever heard of the letter "any" before.
You ain't never heard of the letter E?
Do you mean an N and an E, or a letter any?
I told you one time. I told you how to sound. My name is J-I-N-E. Jenny.
Oh, okay.
What?
That's fine.
I don't think it really matters. I'm a genie, so we have something in common.
Good for you. You're a genie. You got 5 gold. You can be on my port. You got 5 gold.
You want money?
I'm speaking the same. I'm speaking the same words that you can hear right now. I'm asking you. You can't be nosing around this port unless you got 5 gold.
Oh, gosh. 5 gold is a lot of money. I think that's a bit of an ask.
Special
and he says,
ship here?
If I go too much, okay. How about this? 2 gold. 2 gold. 2 gold, you can walk
Okay,
around.
I'll pay it. I'll give you the 2 gold.
2 gold.
If it'll help you
Grok
out.
is not at all interested in paying this man money just to wander around.
Here.
That's not what he wants to do at all.
okay.
But if Sammy wants to, he'll follow her, I guess. But
Okay. I'm intrigued. But since Grok doesn't want to go, I'm questioning myself.
Grok just feels like this is some tomfoolery, and Grok doesn't have much time or patience for tomfoolery. But they also have time to kill, so if it's something you want to do.
If it's something you want to do, I don't care.
Hey, he said if he has something you want to do, you don't even care. 5 gold. 5 gold.
Grok puts his head in his hands, and he's kind of just rubbing his forehead.
5, you said 2.
Hey, not a problem. You can go look that. That was a fast time deal. You took time. You can't pull one over on old Jenny.
That was a fast time deal.
You go too slow, you lose a deal. Let me. everybody knows old Jenny, the fat thumb deal. If you go too slow, you don't get no fat thumb deal. That's it.
I'm sorry.
Well,
I
then
can't.
I don't want to go.
Okay. How about this? 1 gold.
1 gold?
1 gold.
Okay, sold.
Oh, fantastic. I'll take that gold forever from me right there.
Okay, Sammy's gonna pull out a single piece of gold, hold it up, and then just drop it.
He's gonna, before you can even drop it, he's gonna jump up and snatch it out of your hand, and then he turns and looks at Grok and says, 1 gold.
What each?
Yeah. One gold each. 1 gold each.
Grok, just pay the poor man.
1 gold.
Hey, Grak.
You, I can buy for a gold at the tavern.
Grak, listen, Grak. Listen. Listen on Jenny. Oh, hey, 1 gold, just pay the poor man.
I used to get paid at ports.
Look at that. Me, hey, Grak, me and you. See, we got that in common. See, you used to get paid at ports. I currently am getting paid at ports. See, give me 1 gold.
Okay.
And he pulls out a copper.
Okay, Grok, you reach over to pull out your bag, and there's nothing there. Your coin pouch is gone.
Wait a minute.
He pats his leg down.
Make a history check for me.
Can see if I can roll any better than I did earlier. That fell off the table. No, that's a 2.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, you cannot, to your recollection, remember where your money is. Sammy, how about this? Since you were with him, you make a history check for me as well.
Okay. That is a 13 plus 2. So 15.
With a 15, you remember that when you were up on the street and the professor threw the orb into the rubble of the building, you remember just briefly glancing down. Grok was standing there right next to you watching, and you saw his coin purse out of the corner of your eye. It was there 1 second, and then it just disappeared up there by the restaurant.
He's just like frantically like patting on his pockets, going, "Oh no, that's not good."
Listen,
wait.
Grak.
Wait.
Grak. Your name Grak?
No, it's did I even say my name? I don't know.
No. The genie said your name.
Okay.
She said your name Grak.
All right, look, I don't have time to talk to you right now. I have more important things going on.
Hey, Grak, you don't got 1 gold, you can't be on my port. That's all.
Grok,
That's all I was gonna say.
Grok, I remember your coin, it just disappeared.
What? When?
When we were watching the professor throw the orb. I
And Grok he just turns around and starts walking back to go talk to the professor again.
Okay. You start walking. Jenny
going.
Hey, y'all come back and whenever you want to, and whenever Grak gets his coin, you come back and see old Jenny, okay?
You give me my coin back.
Oh, no can do, Missy. I'm so
I'll be back to get it.
Hey, Miss Janie. You said Janie your name? Janie?
Mm-hmm.
Miss Janie? Hey, Miss Janie? Listen, that money is gone, Miss Janie.
Oh, I can find it, Mr.
Okay, I don't doubt that.
And he just kind of turns around and takes off running.
Oh,
And
okay.
he shouts over his shoulder, "Y'all come back whenever you get to."
And that is how you kill a couple of hours.
Oh my gosh.
Tricks, you are
I forgot
walking.
that I was doing my own thing. I was just sitting there having a good time listening to this going on.
Okay, Trix, you are on the street. You are headed toward the woods. What's your plan here?
I'm assuming that they're all just kind of waiting just outside the gate. So I figure if I get out past the gates a little bit, I'll just find the group and find Sylvester and be like, "Hey, we're checking out. We have a lead. We're checking out this place," and bring him back to the group.
So you walk right outside the tree line, and obviously there's no one to be seen.
Okay. So I figure Robin's hiding because he did say that he was banished from this place, I think, or he said he wasn't welcome here or something. So I keep walking out a little bit, and I kind of like look over my shoulder back towards the gates to make sure that nobody from there is looking, just in case like Robin's hiding from anybody in town. And if I see anybody there, I'm going to turn back and just kind of be like, "Hello."
You look over your shoulder, and there's no one. No one's even paying any mind to you. You look back and you whisper hello, and you hear inside your head, "Hello,
Robin."
Robin. I haven't seen Robin. Is Robin here?
Who are you?
My name is Marion. Where am I?
I pull out Marion's bow and I just gotta stare at it. I'm like, "Are you in the bow?"
and sure enough, the string on the bow is glowing a very vibrant white.
You are.
She says, I am what?
I have your bow. Mr. Robin let me borrow it for a bit. But I'm gonna give it back, I promise, because he's gonna give it back to you.
Okay, do you know where I am?
You or the bow?
Me? It's very dark. What's your name?
Oh, sorry, I'm Tricks.
Oh, hello, Tricks. It's very dark.
I don't know where you are. We kind of thought that you might have been taken to History Island.
I don't remember. And she says, and the voice says, I hear Robin.
You do? Tricks starts looking around.
And the bow itself starts to pull you in one direction.
Oh, she goes in that direction.
Okay. You start going in that direction very, very quickly. Sylvester, you are following this hooded figure through the woods, correct?
Yep.
Okay. The hooded figure gets to a break in the trees after running across the grass and through this forest, and he puts one hand up, and he says, wait. Look. And he points through the trees. You get down on his level, and you look through the break in the trees, and sure enough, you can see Robin, and he is laying against a tree. His back is up against a tree, and he is beat within an inch of his life.
Oh my gosh! Did you do that to him? Oh.
He kind of gestures around the tree to the left. You look over, and you see about 5 of the Empress's guards standing there with their weapons drawn.
Huh.
Make a perception check for me.
Okay, I'm glad you said that because I was about to do something probably stupid. I may still do it. I don't know. We'll see.
He just pulls out his bagpipes and blows on them.
He doesn't have the bagpipes. Sammy has them.
You said perception?
Right.
Yeah, that's why I went earlier. You said perception? 21.
21. Fantastic. Okay. So you kind of lean around the left side of the tree, not being sure not to make any noise, and you see that Little John is knocked out, laying on the opposite end of Robin, and standing up in front of Robin is Diablo, and he has a handkerchief in his left hand, and he's wiping blood off of his claws on his right hand. Oof. And he says,
"Hey,
now, Robin, let's try this one more time. Can we please be civil?" And Robin kind of coughs and, Diablo, I already told you I don't know where they went. Robin, we saw them leave the city with you. We know that they were with you. They were in your care, Robin. Please, just don't make this more difficult than it has to be. And Robin says, "You're wasting your time, Neil." And he coughs up, and a little bit of blood comes out of his mouth. And he says, "You're wasting your time. I don't know where they are." And Diablo says, "Well, that's unfortunate." He says, "Before we continue this, I have another question. What do you know of the prophecy?" And Robin says,
The prophecy. Yeah, I've heard stories. The prophecy is,
and you can tell he's in extreme pain. He says, yeah, the prophecy of the
Rat King, right?
And Diablo says, the Mouse King, yes. Sylvester, you turn and look at the figure next to you, and it is the same mouse that was with Merlin up in that tower. And his eyes are wide. And Diablo says, how would you like me to do this, Robin? We've done this back and forth thing for so long, and finally we are here.
I am gonna intervene. I want you to know that. I am not gonna let this happen. I am gonna intervene whenever I get the chance.
Okay.
I am prepared for Sylvester to die tonight. And I will come back as Ginny. Give me that at least, Johnny. Let me be Ginny next time.
Gosh. In Grak's mind, he thinks maybe the weird time bomb had something to do with the disappearance of his coin purse. So he's going to go talk to the professor, try and find him again and see if there might have been some kind of weird side effect like that. So he's going to head back to the kinetic quadrant.
So you get up to the corner of this alleyway, and there are two semi-familiar faces. The two people in the guild that were side-eyeing you are standing in front of the doorway to the kinetic quadrant. One is about 3 feet tall, and the other one is about 9 feet tall.
Oh.
And they both have the same guild armor on with full helmets on.
Okay.
And the little one has your coin purse in his hand, and he's just throwing it up and catching it.
Grak sees this, and he kind of walks up to him, says,
Think you got something there that belongs to me, friend?
Do you think we've got something that belongs to him? And the little one says,
nope. I found this fair and square, I think.
The big one turns to you and says, yes. Are you Grak?
Who's asking?
And he reaches over his shoulder and pulls out a 6 foot long javelin off of his back, and he's gonna hurl it at you.
okay.
Okay, so I want you to make a dexterity saving throw to see just how well you can dodge this.
Okay.
You better hope your rolls are good, my friend. Okay, let me get my dice.
That is a 9.
I thought you were about to say a 1.
Well, that's my dexterity modifier is a +1, and that's what I was just looking at. So I almost said 1, but it's a 9.
So he takes this javelin off of his back and he hurls it in your direction, and it's going to stick through your foot and into the ground, and you're going to take 10 piercing damage.
All right. Let's see. Great. Fantastic.
Tricks, this bow is pulling you and pulling you and pulling you. I'm going to have you make 2 checks. Make a perception check and a strength check.
Perception would be 22.
Okay.
Fantastic. Strength would be 6.
Okay, perfect. You are holding onto this bow as it is pulling and pulling and pulling. You see very clearly that Sylvester is knelt next to this tree with a hooded figure, a small hooded figure, and it is pulling you and pulling you, and it's going so fast that you can't hold on to it any longer, and it pulls out of your hand, and it flies forward, and you see it land at the feet of Diablo. And Diablo looks down at this bow.
Trix ducks down behind something, anything.
He looks down at the bow and he looks around. He says, "What a perfect monumentous occasion." He picks up the bow. He pulls out an arrow.
Can I do
knocks
something?
It.
Can I do something?
Okay.
Oh God.
I'm gonna play this in real time, so if you're gonna do something, you better do it.
Okay.
He knocks the arrow.
I'd like to cast. I'd like to cast Disguise Self.
Okay.
Can I forget? Does that change my voice or no? Did we decide that?
No, it does not change your voice.
Oh gosh.
I'm gonna give you 5 seconds.
I am going to change myself into. Frick. God.
He pulls.
He gets 5 seconds.
He pulls the arrow back at its full strength. He looks at the guard on his left and he says, "Wake the big one up. I want him to see this."
Can I cast
and
Cure
the
Wounds?
Guard. You can try. He walks over to to Little John. Just knocks Little John in the head. Little John comes to and is kind of groggy and trying to figure out what's going on. And Little John is bound and tied around a tree, much like you guys were in the interrogation episode.
I'd like to run out if I can.
And there's too much happening right now.
Okay, no, that's fair.
If you want to cast Cure Wounds, I will let you do that, but that's the only thing I'm going to let you do.
Well, it requires touch is the thing, so...
Make a stealth check.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
Does it matter if I don't care that they see me? If I'm just, like, running blindly out there?
Okay, if you're not trying to be stealthy, make an acrobatics. No, running would be athletics. Make an athletic check.
Come on. And if I can pull this off, I'd like to do it as a second level spell. I want to clarify that.
Okay.
Okay, 18 plus 1 is 19.
So you can easily start to run, but as you start to sprint, Diablo lets fire this arrow. And as you run out from the tree line, you see this arrow fly through the air, and you can't quite make it to Robin fast enough. The arrow buries itself deep in Robin Hood's chest and pins him to the tree. And he turns to the left and he sees you and he smiles. And he says, ironic, isn't it? And he turns to Little John, and Little John's face is the most pure form of anger that you have ever seen in your life. And Little John rips through his binds that are attaching him to this tree and runs straight at Diablo. He bears his claws into the side of Diablo's face and sends him tumbling to the ground. And again, that same roar that you've heard plenty of times now shakes the trees as Diablo turns into a cloud of mist and then appears above and flies away, and all the guards disperse. And Robin is left sitting there with just that he knows of, with just Sylvester and Little John as he's pinned to this tree.
Is he still alive?
He's breathing.
I still want to can I still get over to him and do Cure Wounds?
You can surely try.
Okay, I just run over to him and put my hand on any part of my reach, I guess his foot, his arm, whatever, and want to cast Cure Wounds, second level.
What does second level do?
A creature you touch regains a number of hit points equal to 1d8 plus your spell casting ability modifier. When you cast a spell using a spell slot of second level or higher, the healing increases by 1d8 for each slot above
So you
first.
Go ahead and roll it.
Okay. I'm legit trying not to cry right now. I hope you know that. You got me. 6. Oh, 2 6s, so 12.
Let me roll. Oh my god.
What does that mean?
Okay, just so you know, I rolled a percentage die, D100, and I set it at 90. So if it was below 90, and let me just take a picture of this. If it was below 90, the healing would go into effect. And if it was above 90, so I gave it a 10% chance of failure.
Yes, it's above. All right. I got you. I believe you.
You reach out your hand, and before you even touch him, he grabs your hand. And he says, Sylvester? I'll be okay, man. I'm fine.
No, I can,
Here's what I need you. Here's what I need you to do.
I can.
No. It's he opens his right hand, and he has Marion's wedding ring in his right hand, and he says, he told me that when he found out who she was, that she was gone before I was. I'm okay with this. I'm gonna be with her again. So don't worry. We're all good here. And he turns to Little John, and he puts his hand out, and Little John grabs his hand and kneels next to him, and he says, "Thank you for everything." And Little John says,
Yeah, of course.
and Robin leans his head back against the tree, and he says, There's a song that we used to sing. You remember, John? You remember that song?
Yeah, Robin, I remember.
Oo-De-Lally, Oo-De-Lally. Golly, what a day. And he closes his eyes, and his hands fall limp.
Robin Hood and Little John walking through the forest, laughing back and forth at what the others gotta say. Reminiscing this and that and having such a good time. Oo-De-Lally, Oo-De-Lally, golly, what a day. Never thinking there was danger in the water they were drinking, they just guzzled it down. Never dreaming that a scheming sheriff and his posses watching them all gathering round. Robin Hood and Little John are running through the forest, jumping fences, dodging trees and trying to get away. Contemplating nothing but escaping, finally making it. Oo-De-Lally, Oo-De-Lally, golly, what a day. Oo-De-Lally, Oo-De-Lally, golly, what a day.
He rolled a 93 for those listening at home, because I don't think he said it.
Yeah, I rolled a 93 on the percentage die.
I just got engaged, Johnny. You can't do this to me. You got
I'm
me
going to
crying.
scream.
You got me crying.
Thank you, everyone, so much for listening to this episode of Keys to the Kingdom Origins. This has been my favorite one to write so far, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as
Yeah, sure. Hope you
as we
enjoyed
did.
it.
Thank you guys so much for listening. Until next time, remember that you can join our Discord if you want to be a part of the conversation, talking to us, talking about different things that you wish would happen, things that you like that happen. There's a whole spoiler area. If you want the maps to all the different areas, I'm going to actually put the map to King Georgetown in this Discord. So if you want any of that kind of stuff, make sure that you jump into this Discord. There's a link in our Twitter, and there's also a link in this episode description, so you guys don't want to miss that. We also do have a Twitter. It's at KTTKcast. We tweet about whenever an episode goes up and all that jazz. So tweet at us. Let us know how good, if we're doing good, bad, we want to know. We would love to hear from you guys. And leave a 5-star review and all that stuff. My name is Johnny. I am your DM, and joining me today is
Sylvester. Noah.
Sammy. I'm Rachel.
You guys don't have to be so sad.
We don't? Are you
sign
sure?
off.
I kind of do. I'm legit. I'm so sad right now.
What's the order? I don't even remember. Is it me next? I'm Daniel. I pick Grak.
And I'm Rebekah, and I played straight.
Thank you guys so much for listening, and have a magical day. Bye, guys.
Have a magical day.
We're from worlds unknown.
To whoever's editing this, I'm sorry, but I don't know how to mute my mic in Audacity, so you're going to hear me blow my nose, and I apologize.